Hi, I'm Matt Glynn at the 2018 ARB show. I'm here with Owen at Geosynthetics.
How you doing, Matt?
Nice to meet you. He's going to talk us through one of his products here that he's displayed today.
So we're here at the ARB show this year, as we are every year, exhibiting our Cellweb tree root protection system. Cellweb is a 3D cellular confinement system which is essentially used for the construction of sub-bases and any hard new surface within root protection areas or RPAs. As a tree root protection system, it serves three key functions really. It's a no-dig solution, so it's laid on the existing ground surface, which means that we're preventing root severance and excavation. Because we're infilling this with a clean, open-graded angular aggregate, the whole system is completely permeable, so we've got continued water migration and continued gas exchange, which is obviously key for continued tree health. And the system itself is incredibly effective at spreading a point load, which means that we're minimising increases in soil bulk density or soil compaction within that rooting environment, which enables us to maintain good open structured soils with good water migration, good gas exchange, good nutrient migration and root exploration. So, so in a nutshell, it's a completely permeable above ground sub-base. Typically this system is being surfaced using a permeable hard surface, so an open graded asphalt, a resin bound gravel or a permeable block. The system itself comprises three components. You have the Cellweb 3D cellular confinement itself. Beneath that goes a geotextile, which we market it as TreeTex. TreeTex performs two functions. It acts as a separation layer and stops the aggregate from disappearing into the ground below, and it also acts as a pollution control measure. Okay, so if you have hydrocarbon pollutant spills, the idea is that this captures some of those hydrocarbon pollutant spills rather than allowing them to disappear into the rooting environment. And I suppose the third element is the stone itself, which we recommend a 4 to 20 mil clean angular stone. Okay, so it's important that that stone is angular so that it locks up and becomes rigid within the confinement of those cells, giving you a rigid sub-base. Okay, so that's essentially why it's being used. It is recommended in British Standard 5837. For the construction of hard surfaces within root protection areas. So this is being used as both a temporary and a permanent solution.
Right. Well, to transport this to site, so is it all fold down and?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it comes on a pallet that's curled up, like a big snake, really, I suppose. And then it concertinas out, as you can see here. It's then pinned to the ground using 10 steel J pins per panel. Each panel is 8.1 metres in length and 2.56 metres in width. Okay. So those pins are pinned out, and when it's pulled to those dimensions, you'll achieve that cell aperture, which is important. Okay. Right. Once it's infilled with stone, the actual pins are not really offering a great deal structurally, so they can either be left in or they can be removed. Right.
What type of ground preparation would you need before putting this down, and can it just go down anywhere? Or?
In terms of ground preparation, you're looking at a very minimal amount of ground preparation, and only ground preparation in accordance with BS 5837 recommendations, which is the removal of any existing turf or existing vegetation. You're doing that using hand tools or with an acceptable herbicide, and spraying those off. So where you would usually do ground preparation in a conventional sense, you would typically get a piece of plant, a digger, and grade it off and to create yourself a level area. Because that area is going to be full of surface roots and we don't want to be damaging those surface roots, there is no grading of that ground. So we're infilling any ruts and divots either with clean angular stone, the same infill material, or with a sharp sand, so that you've created yourself a nice level area on which to lay it. Then that TreeTex layer is going down, then Cellweb is being pinned out over the top of that, and then the stone is going in after that. Once the stone's in, we recommend a couple of passes with whatever plant you're using to install, or a light roll, just to aid the settlement of the stone within the confinement of the cells.
Right.
Okay. Once that's done, we then recommend an overfill, a surcharge of 25mm over the top, just to ensure that the tops of those cell walls are all completely covered over.
Yeah. And if they want to find out more about Cellweb, where can we look? Where can we find more information?
Okay, well, we've got our website, which is www.geocyn.co.uk. We have an office and large warehouse up in Hinckley in Leicestershire. We're able to deliver products within 24 hours of order to most corners of the UK.
Right.
And this is what we pride ourselves on.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Owen.
You're welcome.
Thanks.